joined fellowship with only one aim, that to understand how the groundwork is done. The main challenges that the community has are the religious beliefs. The generation behind, they had a lot of biases, a lot of religious beliefs which are strongly inbuilt. I have seen only one solution for that, ki just change the generation which is in our hands right now.
So in the class, I think one thing that we have always tried to build was independence. But again, that's not something that the parents believe in. Our only hope is that when our children grow up, the same thing should not happen with their own families. That's our only hope, because over time we have realized that it's very difficult for us to work with the parents if we are going with the belief that we have to change the parents completely. It's going to take time.
What we have understood is we will live in the reality. We will see where the kid is coming from, where the parents are coming from, and we'll work with that. And then kids understand that. Right now they'll be like, yeah, this is what is happening. I don't worry about anything. We just want to clear our 10th from here, and we will just get our graduation. Then we know what we want to do. In our school, there's a lack of teachers because it's a free school, and the teachers are paid very less. So what we have done is the parliament, they manage the assembly, they manage the latecomers, they manage how kids are going to in their own classrooms. Through this, they get the responsibility, they get the belief in themselves, like they can change things. Once they have seen that my RC is growing, I'm improving in mathematics, I'm able to solve everything, it gained immense confidence. And because of that, they started looking at broader picture as well. They love both of us because we understand. Like, I'm from the same area, like I have like personal relationship with different set of people over here. So there's a lot of advantage that I had in understanding their reality and understanding the family itself. For example, they come from Old City and I know how people talk here. There are kids in our school, like in our classroom itself, who get really angry. Like they get angry for very small things and they can't control themselves. This is something which we can't tell them that you're wrong. This is something which we have to accept it and go forward and probably changing it over a time slowly through different conversations.
It took some time for me to understand this because I come from a completely different background. I was not exposed to this kind of a situation. So when I came and when I saw all these things happening, I was taken aback. But then after a lot of community visits, after talking to Akash, and him being from the same community also helped in us understanding things in a better way. I think both of us believed in one thing, that once we accept the kids for who they are, they'll also start feeling important in the classroom. And I think that's what ended up happening. So they started feeling that, okay, someone really cares about me, and we don't really have to respect this person in terms of calling them sir or standing up when they're there. We can just go and share whatever we feel like sharing with this bhaiya, and this bhaiya will listen and not judge us for whatever we are saying.
Mine and Funny's relationship has been very professional, and also has been like we have a lot of confidence in each other. When I was doing the data analysis for our classrooms, I've seen there are probably 20 to 25 set of kids who had zero growth in past 3 years, or negative growth. We wanted to differentiate classrooms. So that is something which we never actually spoke. Like there was just a talk where we were concerned if few of the kids in one classroom were growing and they were not able to see real shift. And whereas the other classroom, they were growing immensely and few kids were left out. And we had something has to be done. Then a suggestion or a thought which came to our head, let's differentiate it. And we accepted it. We didn't even have a talk about the risk that we're going to have, whom we're going to speak about, what the principal sir is going to say about it. We just gave a call to our program manager and he was like, just do it. After like probably 6 months, like different set of people started telling us you have done this, you have seen kids right now, but you have to change it now.
You can't have homogeneous classrooms is what they said. And that was a time when we had a disagreement in which both of us had different opinions. But again, when we actually sat down to talk about it, we thought, let's give it a try again.
Both of us have a different set of mindset and different set of beliefs that we have. For example, Funny, he wanted to bring like real joy for English, because that is something which was missing. They were scared of English, they were scared of reading itself. He chose different kind of text which will help kids. And that started we are learning, like we are understanding a story right now, which never used to happen before. There are many things that never I was able to solve in a classroom, but many a times the kids tell me, like we have a gratitude sharing every day morning, and they tell me how he has solved those problems, like through text or just talking to them. I never actually said, but that is I'm very proud of, and that is something which I'm very happy.
So Akash showed a lot of interest in the school parliament itself. So once the school parliament was formed, he started working closely with them, started conducting meetings for them so that they can reflect on their activities in the school and all of that. Again, had an impact in the classroom itself because now the kids were taking care of the entire school itself. They became more responsible, because of which their actions in the classroom also started shifting. Taking care of the entire school transformation, that also played a major role in shaping the kids. And just like thanking him for believing in me throughout the entire process.
See, that's the thing, no? Like, we never even had a formal conversation, like, till right now. Like, I think this is the first time we were sitting together, like, and talking about our classroom for so long time.
Yeah. So I think something that makes this an exceptional partnership is that both of us are very open to feedback. So whatever feedback we received from the program managers or whoever it is who visited our classrooms, we always took it with a positive intention for the betterment of the kids.
And it is coming from the kids as well. They wanted us to do the best in every place. Our kids are very vocal, like they are very vocal about their learning. Stopped teaching science for like 4 months continuously because a fellow was sick and I was taking a mathematics class in a class. In 6th standard I was taking mathematics, so they were left out with science. So during the first few weeks they were like okay with that and they were just doing their work. But slowly they were like, oh yeah, science is not happening, how are we going to finish it? We just wanted kids to learn, and like when they learn, then we are happy, otherwise teach them again. Our thought process were converging at the same time because the first main priority for us was the class itself. School parliament is something which I worked with real passion. Like there are around 15 kids from my classroom who work in that. First, I was very keen on giving them specific roles which they are gonna do it. For example, I was giving them a role like you have to go there, you have to do this duty during this time, you have to manage this task. And now what is happening is they come up with their own issues, like from their own teams, and they'll be like, this is happening, we want to solve this, how are we going to solve this? And they don't even approach me right now. They know that they have that decision making skill has been inbuilt.
Over time I have realized that I am very passionate about literacy, and that is something that I researched a lot about also, and I reached out to a lot of people to get to know different strategies that work for literacy. So being a part of the FA track also, I got the opportunity to lead a few sessions for the other fellows in the city.
The main set of training, whatever we have received, is from the program manager itself.
With Z, the thing is, he used to challenge us a lot and he used to be very brutal with whatever he wanted to say. He always used to tell us that our class was not up to the mark, but he never told us how to get there. He left that to us, that part, to figure that out, how to get to the excellence part was always like he used to leave it to us. So we had to do the research all by ourselves. We had to reflect on our practices in the classroom. He pushed us a lot for classroom outcomes, but with Revant it was a lot of freedom and belief that he gave to each of his fellows. So this year the LC was completely led by fellows. Both of them are very experienced. So both of them have spent so many years with Teach for India and all of that, and when something like this is coming from their end, when they're actually telling us that you are doing great stuff and we believe in you and we are giving you this opportunity, I think that made us push ourselves.
The one person who has actually influenced me a lot is Ansari sir. He was a very huge personality in this area and he cares about each and every kid in the school. He wants change to happen. When I showed him the results, like he just pointed out, this kid hasn't changed anything. The kids who really need help, please help them. That is where I needed your help.
So one thing that has always kept us motivated was Sir's belief in each and every kid, and he also kept telling us multiple times that it's not only academics that he's looking at. So Sir has been a great support, and also conversations with him are very inspiring because of the experience that he has in this particular field. He has been running this school for almost 20 years now.
I'm really gratitude to Sir because coming from this area and coming from the religious beliefs that he also has, he pushes himself. He has a proper vision for the community. He's like, I know nothing can be happening, nothing can happen right now. I'm seeing this generation has to develop so that the community will change. One thing which I'm confident is my kids are going to clear the 10th standard for sure, like with proper good results. And the second thing is, like even if a fellow is not there, I'm confident enough they will leverage the teachers over here and they'll go forward.
And I'm also very confident that once these children grow up, this community is going to change, because they themselves are telling me that, Bhaiya, why aren't our relatives letting us do this, or take this opportunity up? Is religion everything? These are the kind of questions that they are asking right now. Now the kids have become a lot more responsible, so this responsibility has to start moving outside the school also.
The community is very close, it's very small, so they can go and do things outside the school, like after school is done. So if a fellow can actually work and plan that out properly, it's going to have a lot of impact. Because of our kids, I've actually become more resilient. I'm not even scared of failure right now. I'm okay with it and I'm going to work for it.
Right now I know that any goal that we are setting for ourselves, we can reach it if we are determined and if we are focused on that particular goal. And this is something that our kids have taught me, and I think I'm going to hold this very close to me for the rest of my life.